Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, it's time to get down to that baseball beat down. That's right, we're switching up and around. I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around today. We have one of the best prospects in all of baseball. That's right. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's a relief pitcher. He has been around, whether it's been a bunch of different colleges. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Whether it's been his activation in the indie league as a player. Yeah, Roswell, I'm looking at you. We'll talk about just a little bit. But without further ado, it's time to introduce your favorite relief pitcher coming into the pros soon enough. His name is Colby Head. Colby, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here, brother. Born in the ATL, Atlanta. I used to have a house in Marietta. How's the ATL treating you?
Okay, it's good. The weather's kind of shaky, but everything's pretty good for the most part.
Well, the humidity has got to be getting to you right now.
Well, yeah, but it's raining too. It's hot and it's raining, so it's kind of in the air.
You know what? There's nothing worse than that. It's raining and it's humid. How does it change? You've been in New Mexico. You've been around the place, dude. Texas,
Yeah,
Delaware. Um, I don't even know where Pulaski is. You'll have to tell me about the river turtles. Where is
yeah.
Pulaski?
Pulaski is like in the outskirts of Virginia. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's not too far from Virginia Tech. So I mean, it's like the country a little bit, but it's actually pretty peaceful. It's nice out there.
So, what's been the biggest difference from the East Coast to the West Coast that you've noticed as an athlete?
Really, the weather. I mean, that's pretty much it. The West Coast is pretty much hot. East Coast, it's kind of bipolar, but the West Coast it's hot, very hot. Playing in Mexico, it got up to probably 104
Yeah.
degrees. So,
Yeah, but 104. See, I live in Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. I live in Vegas. And I'll tell you, 104 here is not the 104 in Marietta or Miami when I
right.
used to live there. Yo, the air out there is oppressive. What's it like to train in all of that humidity?
I mean, most best thing is stay hydrated, I would say,
Yep.
but but you're definitely you breaking a great sweat. I'll say that. Train out there in that type of weather, but I mean, really, the most part, I mean, training is really a mindset. If it's hot, so what? You just put the work in, really. That's my
What's your
mindset.
job? Well, it's your job at the end of the day, right? This is what you want to do for a
Exactly.
living. This is actually what you are doing for a living. I mean, you're out there, you're in the minor leagues, you are on the radar, you're there. Look, you started out at Alcorn. Okay, what
hmm
brought you there? What was the catalyst to get you there?
Well, I met a coach at a showcase. I went to go to a showcase up. It wasn't in near Marietta where you was at, but it was kind of on the west side of Atlanta. Um, I went out there for a showcase. Um, I actually hit some good numbers. I wasn't probably in the best shape, but when you got that arm, what can they say? So I mean, I hit a pretty good number. I had a few coaches reaches out, but Alcorn they kind of showed more interest. I met Coach Fuentes. Um, he told me, yeah, you can come out on a visit. We want to offer you a scholarship. And hearing that from a Division I college out of high school, I'm
Right.
not taking that down. And then they offered a pretty good amount, so I was like, definitely, I'll take that offer. And I ended up committing on the visit, which was pretty awesome. So just to get my
That's
feet wet.
That's great. It must have been great for you and your family to know that you're going to get a higher education, be able to move on. And you took that opportunity at Alcorn to hone your skills, get better, and you moved on to Texas Southern University State. How did that come about?
Well, um, my first year at Alcorn, my coach got fired after the playoffs.
No, God.
Yeah, man. Coach ends up getting fired.
The reason that you went there for the coach, coach gets fired. All right, now what do you do?
So then we go to the playoffs. I don't know how. We only won 6, 7 games. We made it in the we made it in the playoffs. We ended up getting the win though. I had a good start. Went 7 innings. Probably against the best team in the SWAC, Alabama State. Uh,
Roll Tide.
so we beat them. Coach ends up getting fired. Mind you, Texas Southern played right before us, and they lost. The coach seen me pitch. He reached out to me. Well, actually, I went to Winchester, Virginia, to go play in the summer league,
Okay.
and their coach ended up said, "Yeah, we can fly you out to Houston, have you on a visit." Because I've never been to Texas before. I never flew before ever in my life. That was my
Yeah,
first
but
flight.
ironically, all your exes live there. You didn't know that, but they do.
Oh my, yeah, man. But actually, that it was actually a quick flight too. It wasn't too bad. Um,
Do you
pretty
not
like
like flying? You said quick flight, like that's a really good thing. Do you not like flying?
I actually do like it, but it's being in the air. I'm not a big air guy, so
I'm not a big air. I just needed to breathe, but I'm not a big air guy. I
right,
get it.
right.
I get it though. I'm not a huge fan of flying anymore either. Uh, look, dude, 200 pounds, 6'1". You're only 22 years old.
23 now.
Oh, you just turned 23. All right, my bad.
Just turned
I
23.
happy belated birthday, my friend.
Appreciate
Bro,
that, man.
now after you leave Texas, you go over to HBCU Delaware. And
hmm
that seemed like a really good place for you. Just judging by what I've seen on the internet, it seemed
Yeah,
like that was a home for you.
yeah. Delaware State was really different. I mean, the conference, it wasn't HBCU. They moved to the Northeast Conference, so you're playing
Okay.
schools like, yeah, you're playing like more mid-major level schools. You got Sacred Heart University,
Yep.
Wagner. You're playing more I'll say intellectual schools because those are like you got to have real high GPA scores and SAT scores to get in those type schools. So
Hmm.
playing those teams was actually pretty good too as well. They had good coaching and it was good competition. It was way different from HBCU actually, but actually Delaware kind of was a home feeling because I stayed by myself too as well. So it was actually a pretty good time there. I had a good time in Delaware for that year.
Now, would you say that sports helps you keep your focus on education as well? Because you got to keep up your grades to be able to play sports.
Exactly. Yeah. Sports definitely help because if you don't have obviously good grades, you can't play on the field. So, being an athlete, student athlete, being you know, having good grades, making sure my character's good on campus and everything was priority for me, especially being a standout player, So, you got to make sure everybody's looking at you and you're a good representation of the program. So,
All right, let's go all the way back. Let's rewind it all the way back. And let's talk about high school for a second. You went to
okay.
Community Christian High
hmm
in Georgia, in
Yes, sir.
Stockbridge, Georgia. Now, how did that prepare you for what you were going to do in college? Because you didn't sit still, you didn't rest on your laurels. You moved, you made moves, you had things happening for yourself. How do you think your coaches and the team over at Community Christian prepared you for that?
Well, actually, I actually had a great relationship with my coach because at first I went to a private school called Creekside Christian before that,
Mhm.
and I ended up transferring just for I wanted to get more, offers obviously and have more exposure. So I went to Community Christian. They had a great baseball program. They had a lot of guys getting offers and picked up to bigger programs, but the coach there he actually had a good relationship with me. Reached out to coaches for me, make sure he posted stuff. Because the game now everybody's posting online and stuff, making sure. So that was a
Hey,
big thing for
you've
me.
got some. Look, you got some influencer style. Hey,
Yeah.
for a D1 baseball player and a minor league baseball player, you got some followers. You're doing your thing. Are you into the influencing thing, or is that just part of what you have to do as a business?
I'm pretty much into it, the influencer, because I actually got some good NIL deals. Uh, I got one with the deodorant brand.
Let's go. We like brand deals, baby. We like brand deals. Now, have you always seen yourself as a relief pitcher, or do you see yourself as a starter?
Um, I see myself as a relief pitcher, most definitely.
You're
I feel
happy
like
with that role? Like, I guess, let me form an actual question as opposed to just throwing stuff out there.
okay.
As you become older, and you've always been relegated as the best on the team, one of the best on the team. What does it take mentally to be able to put yourself into a position where you go, my job is to clean this up and be a relief pitcher as opposed to being that starting pitcher? Because I assume in high school you were starting, you'd probably be batting pretty well as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I know how it rolls. But then
No,
when you get
seriously.
when you get up to the pros, they say you need to know your role. What was it like for you for the first time when they said get in the bullpen, kid?
Honestly, my whole mindset changed because, as a starter, you got more time and
Mhm.
everything to get your mind right. But as a reliever, you got to be ready to go. So I've always been a go getter type. Always, okay, let's go, let's do this thing. But as my velo went up, um, you gotta have that mindset to where nobody can really touch you, because if you got any bit of just any like fear or anything, that's when the game kind of catches up with you. So you got to kind of be fearless on the mound, ruthless. So that's the main thing with me, having that okay fearless attitude. Uh, Nobody can really touch me, So
So what is your go-to pitch on the mound? When you know you got to get the out, what's your go-to pitch?
um, that's actually a good one because I trust all my pitches, but I'm I'm gonna have to go with the curveball. I'm
All right.
12-6.
So give me your three best pitches real quick.
Uh, Fastball, circle
All right,
change, and
timeout right there. Fastball. What's your velocity at right now?
um, I haven't really been clocked. I've been up to 92,
Okay.
so um, it's usually around the high 80s. But I have great movement. That's the big thing. As long as you got great movement, it's pretty hard to touch a baseball that's moving.
Hey man, this dude named Tim would tell you could throw a knuckleball and you can't hit it. So I
Right.
get it, bro. A pitch that goes 56 to 60 miles an hour and you can't hit it. I understand movement. I get that. All right. So fastball being number one. What's number two?
Number two, definitely 12-6 curveball.
12-6 curveball. Now, for those who are at home, not understanding, being a neophyte, not being a pitcher like yourself, explain what that type of fastball is. I mean,
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. You know what I meant.
I know
You,
what you
you know
mean.
why? Because I've never actually heard of a 12-6. I don't
Really?
know what it is either.
Yeah, 12-6 is nothing but an over the top curveball. It's just
Oh,
coming
okay. So it's come. All right.
right over the
Now,
top.
where do you play? Where do you place your hands on the ball for that?
Um, they're kind of uh like right over the seam, just like this, over the top. Yep.
Over
Fingers
the top.
together. Fingers together. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what's your third pitch?
Circle change.
Oh, wow. So you're throwing one of these bad boys, right?
Yep, yep.
Dude, how do you do that? How do you get control of the ball? If you don't know what a circle change is, this is how, right? I'm right?
Nah,
Help me.
you're correct.
Okay, this is how you hold the ball for a circle change. How the hell do you make that happen?
It's kind of a touch and feel thing. It's hard to explain. I've grown up throwing it. Actually, I learned probably when I was around what 7, 8 years old. Just played around with it as I got older. It's easy to play with.
All right, because I always wanted to be able to throw one of those. I'm not going to lie, because
Yeah.
in when you watch it, it does this thing. which is so
Right.
weird, right? It does
Hmm.
this thing. It just rolls across a table back and forth. I don't know how it works.
Exactly.
It's absolutely magic. David Blaine might be able to tell us how it happens.
Oh yeah.
Now, have you tried to develop other pitches, and what does that take as a pitcher? Like when you're like, yo, man, I want to get a sinking fastball. How do you
Hmm.
go about doing that, and what does it actually take to grab a new pitch and be super good at it?
Really just takes focus and practice. The more you play with it, the better you get at it. I've actually had a slider. I had a slider, and that was probably it moved like a cutter though. It was kind of fast, and they kind of was saying it was like a basically a fastball that slides. So I just went to the curveball. It had more of an effect. It throws hitters off more, and it's the differential in the speeds. It throws hitters off, and it's a different look coming out my arm slot. I don't have the I have a pretty different arm slot than a lot of pitchers. So
Well, now they always say that the catcher is the person on the field that dictates everything that happens on the field. How important is the catcher to the pitcher?
it's definitely important. You have to be on one of accord basically. The more y'all are in tune with each other, the easier the game goes. I've basically in my college career, especially in Delaware, I've had a really good relationship with my catcher. So definitely got to be one of accord.
Have you ever had a catcher where you're like, yo, this needs to be a dance? Because that's what I've been told. Between a pitcher and a catcher, it needs to be a dance. Very dramatic, by the way, but still,
Yeah,
it holds its own. Have you ever had a catcher where you're like, yo, man, this just isn't working?
probably back in my younger days, but in college and especially pro ball, not really. Most of my catchers were on point.
Now, I've got to ask you, your ERA has been good at times and it has struggled at times. How do you feel like you're going to be able to bring that back, refocus yourself, and really do what you know you can do? Because I've seen some tape. I've watched. I did the due diligence. You
Hmm.
have what it takes, but from my opinion, you're missing it just on a little bit. But you're still young. What do you think you need to do to be able to get to that upper echelon?
Um, Honestly, I would say just I wouldn't even say focus a little more, just having a little bit more confidence, really, especially on the especially on the bigger stage. The more confidence you got, the more you'll be successful on the field. So I mean, that's really pretty it for me. Especially like you said, I'm young. Uh,
You are.
yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much it for me. As long as my confidence is good, I feel like I can compete with anyone.
Well, you definitely can. You are one of the best prospects in minor leagues today. I love everything that you're throwing down. What's it been like being able to be an indie league player and playing for the Roswell Invaders, which they should have just called themselves the Aliens, but hey, that's not my call. All right, just saying.
Honestly, that experience was kind of different for me. Going from the East Coast to the West Coast and being my first time playing pro ball. Um, I was actually 22 then. I just had turned 22 then, and I was playing with all these older guys, 26,
Yeah.
like 30 years old, and I'm like, okay, and I'm kind of adjusting to it. They're telling me you're young, just listen. And I ended up finishing that season with a pretty good ERA, probably one of the best ERAs in the league. And but what I took from that was, just staying, tunnel vision, because everybody's really trying to move up. They want to, and it's not really a competition, especially with your teammates. So the best thing I was doing was basically just having a tunnel vision, you know, helping guys out that probably wasn't having good games like I was, probably helping them out even though I'm young, just giving, good feedback, good encouragement, especially during the practice days. So that's been
How hard is it to be a young kid on the road in minor league baseball?
Uh, it's I would say tough, but mainly I just try to stay just stay to myself. Really, probably have some headphones on because those road trips are kind of lengthy. So
Yeah, you ain't flying anywhere, brother.
yeah,
You know, you'll be lucky if you get peanuts on the bus, right?
right, literally. But yeah,
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned from your journey in baseball thus far?
biggest lesson is probably just staying humble. Just not really getting too high or getting too low, especially being a pitcher.
Yeah.
So
You're going to have
just
good days and bad days, man. Sometimes you're going to get ripped for it. They're going to grip it and rip it. There's nothing you can do about it. As a pitcher, when you get back from a loss, how do you mentally prepare yourself for the next round? Because it's the next day generally. Baseball is one of the most unforgiving sports of any sport. It is the most unforgiving sport. We've got way too many days. We're in the dog days of summer. You get a loss. How do you mentally prepare yourself for the next win?
honestly, just making sure you have a strong mental, just staying in high spirits, make sure you think about it, get it over with. But the main thing for me, I try to get some work in, get my mind off of it, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're a team, so everybody got to just everybody got to be together, I would say, because it's a team sport. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Staying in high spirits.
Well, I can agree with that because everybody wants to say Bill Buckner lost the Red Sox 1985 World Series against the Mets. But guess what, kids? That was game 6. There was still a game 7. We totally don't remember that. It is about the team, Colby, and you said that. Look, there are 9 players on the field, and everybody has to do their job. Every single time a pitcher gets a no-hitter, look, that pitcher did an excellent job. But there are some great infield plays, right?
Most definitely.
And
Most
some great
definitely.
outfield plays that allow for that pitcher to get that great no-hitter. Now, my question to you right now is, what has been your most memorable? I don't think you have a no hitter, but what has been your most memorable moment of your baseball career thus far?
um, Most memorable, it would probably have to be my freshman year. I was probably one of only 30 student athletes to throw a complete game. I think I went
Yo, they
seven
don't
innings.
do that, Colby. They don't do that anymore, man.
They
What,
don't.
dude? You haven't seen a complete game in the pros. Literally, if it wasn't a no hitter, you don't see a complete game anymore. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just resting? The more that we know about the mechanics of baseball and the way your arm works and the way your body needs to recoup itself, do you think it's got to do with that, or do you think it's self preservation from the manager's perspective?
Nah, I think it's just I don't know. I think it's pretty much either you're ready or you're not. So
Well, yeah, you are either ready or you are not. Now, I want to talk about one of the things that baseball is known for: superstitions. And we're going to get to that in just a little bit. But before that, I want to talk about the other thing that baseball is named for. Sorry, I realized that was one of my questions in 5 questions. Nicknames. Y'all call each other stupid nicknames uh, in the pen and all that stuff. What's been the stupidest nickname that you've heard somebody be called?
uh, probably one of the dumbest names I've heard. Probably like it's a lot. It's a lot of craziness that goes on in
Well,
the
yeah,
bullpen. They
I
don't
know you're
talk
trying
about.
to. Yeah, you're trying to filter yourself. You're like, hey, a lot
Right.
of those
Exactly.
nicknames I can't say right now. Okay, I get it.
Exactly.
Give me the cleanest, most fun, and stupid nickname. Like, there's got to be a catcher that's just called like barrel of fun or some stupid nut. I don't know. That was terrible. I apologize.
Oh God!
Nah, like one of those potatoes they call Spud.
Yeah.
They called a guy on our team called Spud when I was in
Hey,
Delaware.
where was he from?
He's from Idaho.
Yeah, that makes sense. There you go. I was going to say there's got to be a reason besides the fact that he probably looked like a potato.
Right.
That's kind of fun. All right. So, right now, where are you? What are you doing? How are you furthering your baseball career?
Well, right now I'm back in ATL, and I'm just, for the most part, just grinding. Just making sure I'm getting my body right and everything, so I can be a little more explosive on the mound. Because there were some things I was trying to critique in my delivery and everything. So really, just trying to make sure I'm more poised for sure. Especially the higher you get in the pro ball, you want to be more, like like more professional. like
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I really just been working on, just being more poised, staying consistent in my workouts, strength training and everything. So that's pretty much it, just grinding.
I want to bring you back to Little League. I'm assuming you played Little League.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So when I was in Little League, there were flat mounds and there were raised mounds. Did you have to deal with flat mounds and raised mounds as you were trying to find your way in the pitching world today?
Yeah. I've dealt with a lot of flat mounds, turf mounds, mounds with slopes, you know. So really just, I've always been adjustable when it came to mounds. There's some of them will have like a divot in it, a big old hole. You have to still end up throwing strikes. So, and that's never really been a problem for me. I've always been a strike thrower, but it's just really being adjustable.
Now, if you were going to give a kid growing up right now watching this and saying to themselves, yeah, man, I hear that. I'm in Little League right now. I'm a pitcher. I get to a flat mound, I can pitch. I get to an actual mound, I can't pitch. What are some of the keys that you would give these kids coming up in the world today?
Well, honestly, advice I would give them personally is don't really get too in detail with it. You just want to throw the ball over the plate. Make sure you get some outs. That's the main thing at the end of the day. But the most important thing I would tell them is, just make sure you're linear to the plate. You don't want to be off too far to the left, too far to the right. Just make sure you're linear to the plate. That'll be easier for you to throw strikes for sure.
Well, with an actual mound, it's easier to use your leg strength to propel that ball, correct?
Right.
So when you're in a flat mound, you're using your shoulder, maybe a little bit of your hip, and a lot of your elbow, which I would assume would be bad for us because they always say, oh, little leaguers shouldn't throw curveballs, right? So I think
Right.
they should be looking out for us. But that mound that teaches you how to kick your leg out, and so much of your power comes from that delivery. Talk about that for a second. The mechanics of actually being a pitcher.
Yeah, mechanics are a big thing, especially when you're trying to gain velo and velocity and everything. Because that's one thing I wasn't always the most powerful pitcher, but I have always been like the most deceptive. Because, like I said, my arm path is different, but definitely using all of your body is the main thing. Um, I've always been told I have strong legs. You just got to be able to use them, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You would think I knew what I was talking about, but I don't. Um,
right.
I mean, let's
So,
just be honest. I haven't pitched a ball in a lot of years. What's the funniest thing you've ever seen in a baseball game?
the funniest thing,
Yeah.
probably someone hitting a home run and not touching one of the bases and getting out.
Oh Jesus,
That's
really?
Yeah. I mean, he complete bomb misses a base. He ends up getting out. Bomb for no reason.
No, God!
Yeah, that's terrible. All right, whomever you are, you know who we're talking about right there. Um, Now, baseball. we've already talked about it. It's a team sport, but it's also somewhat of an individual sport as well because you're out there on the field by yourself, waiting to make a play, doing your thing. How much is camaraderie and teamwork and just the matter of how you get along as friends catalyst for wins?
That definitely plays a big part. Especially, they say on and off the field, but I would say more on the field because in practice, in the locker room, that's where you see where everybody who they truly are. So, I would say basically just, everybody should just be, great teammates at the end of the day. We're a team, so really just being there for one another. If someone's not, effing up, not doing right,
Yeah.
feedback, good, give them some good criticism,
Yes.
You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, obviously,
Right.
because, but, just being a team takes, each other, I would say,
Now, do you see yourself as a leader?
for sure. 100%. I'm the type of leader, I don't really say too much. I lead by example.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I could be the leader to, yell or, just try to be the motivator, but I'm more of a, okay, I'm in the bullpen, I'm getting my work in, I'm getting my sprint work in, staying to myself, I'm locked in, but I'm not the type to just shake off anyone either, so.
Do you have any moment in your mind that you can think back to and say, hey, I was a good leader right then?
Um, Most definitely, most definitely. I'll say my senior at Delaware, we had a freshman pitcher. Um, Mind you, he's a freshman. He throws harder than I do. He's hitting 93s, 94s, even touching 95s, and he probably didn't have one of his best outings. And I don't know if he like hurt his arm or he was kind of faking it, but some pitchers are. You have a little rough game, and now you're a little banged up, and I'm just telling them don't really get in your head too much because I've been there. I've done the same thing you've done before. I had a start where it wasn't the best, and now I'm hurt. It's more of a mind thing, because he has the stuff, he has the velo, but he has a strong mind. He could probably get picked up one day. He has the velo. Great person.
Now, as baseball fans, we primarily see pitchers just throwing pitches into the bullpen. What is a pitcher's training day like?
Well, as a relief pitcher, we do more explosive stuff, because you're coming in for basically an inning or two, and basically it's more just sprint work, band work, and you're just doing a lot of upper body and leg lifts. So, and that's basically what I've been doing this summer, a lot of leg lifts because I'm trying to get into my legs more, obviously. So, really just taking your strength training seriously because being a relief pitcher, you can get, I wouldn't say injured more than a starter because you're coming in quickly and then you got to be ready the next day. So you got to make sure you got to make sure you're doing some type of recovery work. So,
Well, we were kind of talking about this earlier, but I want to retouch on it because you just brought it back up. How important is the kick in baseball as a pitcher?
uh, the kick in baseball as a pitcher, I mean, being a pitcher, you got to be a dog. Like you said, the dog days of summer.
Right.
You gotta be a dog on the mound. That's pretty much it to it. If you're not a dog, they're gonna treat you like a puppy. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, man. I've always been like a dog type pitcher on the mound, So um, that's pretty much it for me. Just you got to be a dog, man. You got to have that dog mamba mentality.
Ho, 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 ho. All right. Now, 2 years down the road, Kobe, where do you see yourself?
2 years down the road, I'm somewhere in the sports scene, man. I'm somewhere in the majors. Uh, Not playing. I'm working.
All right, hold on. Do you have a team that you'd love to like? What's your dream team to play for?
Dream team to play for. Dream team. I mean, I like pretty much, I like pretty much, these different teams.
I know you just want to get paid and play baseball and enjoy the sport. I get it. I get it. But come on, man. Growing up, there's got to be one team that in the back of your mind, you're like, man, my family and I would be so proud if I played for them.
Yeah. I mean, being home here with the Braves, that would be perfect. You know, that.
Yo, that new stadium is dope.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I sat next to Kevin Costner when I was there, by the way,
Wow.
which was, right? You're just like, oh, that's Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams. Hey, what's up, bro? How you living? All right. Dude, nothing better than talking to my newest best friend and on the baseball diamond, if you will, Colby Head. He will be making his return back to. I assume you're going to be just being around the indie league at this point. You're out of college now, right?
Yeah, out of college.
So it's all about the indie league now. Are you staying with Roswell, or are you moving on?
Yeah, I done moved on from Roswell. I actually this past fall, I was training and playing a little bit in the Empire League.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and they're actually, I think they're about to finish up in New York. I didn't want to go play there. I wanted to just get my body right, get more healthy.
Mhm.
Just to. I actually, I got an email from an Atlantic League coach out in North Carolina, but they ended up having the full roster and everything, and they ended up picking up an outfielder and an extra pitcher. So that would have been nice to go play in the Atlantic League. It's like a AAA for indie ball, basically. So yeah,
Well, yeah, it's just good to play baseball anywhere, right? At your
anywhere,
age,
man.
dude, at your age, you're just loving it, man. What's the coolest part about traveling?
Honestly, just seeing, just seeing new things you never seen before. But definitely the scenery, because everything's not like Georgia.
Mhm.
Everywhere is not like Georgia. So yeah, basically just seeing the new sights and everything. That's my biggest thing.
Well, we've all got Georgia on our minds, but we can't have it all day long. Born in the ATL, getting it done, Colby Head. I can't wait to see what happens with you in the near future. But it's time to play 5 questions. Are you ready for 5 questions, Colby?
Oh yes, sir.
All right, it is the game that all the kids are talking about on the playgrounds. All the adults are talking about around the water cooler. It is 5 questions brought to you by Newer. Use code Logan to save yourself 20% all off of all the great stuff over there. If you're a creator in any aspect, you have to get over to newer.com. Use code Logan, 20% off. Trust me on this. If you're wondering right now, just go over to newer.com. Look at all the awesomeness. And the link can be found right here in the About section of any platform you're watching us on. All right, let's get to 5 questions. Here we go. All right, Colby, growing up, who was your favorite baseball player?
Growing up, Derek Jeter.
Ooh, why Derek Jeter?
He was one of the better shortstops growing up. Just watching him playing for the Yankees, being basically a legend, making those historic plays.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes from Derek Jeter. And as a younger folk, you should probably listen to this.
Okay.
Somebody asked Derek one time, "What was your biggest fault or detriment to your career?" And he said, "Looking back on it now, my inability to celebrate my wins." He goes,
Mm,
"I was always waiting for the next big thing." He goes, "I just moved on. I never took the time to go, yeah, I did it. I got this." He just moved on to the next thing. Celebrating his wins was one of his hardest things. Have you done anything? Is there anything that you do when you get a win that whether it be like you go to Taco Bell or whatever it is? Is there any kind of celebratory thing that you do on a regular?
uh, not really. I just take it all in right after the win.
No,
I don't.
fair enough. I get that.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. What is your craziest baseball superstition? Look, baseball is filled with stupid superstitions. What's been your craziest superstition, and what have you seen from your teammates?
Um, uh, well, I don't really have a superstition, but if I had to
No?
say, not really, not really.
You're like the
No,
one baseball player without a superstition. You realize that, right?
yeah, I just wake up ready to play, man.
No, that's a great mindset to have. But what are some of the stupider ones that you've seen from your teams, like not changing socks and all that craziness?
Yeah, there's one thing. This dude, he always wears a sleeve and he doesn't wash it. He's like a lucky sleeve thing.
Yeah. Lucky sleeve that gets a gangrene.
Yeah.
You know. All right. Question number 3. Would you play for the Savannah Bananas?
Would I play for the Savannah Bananas? Of
Are you
course.
familiar with whom the Savannah Bananas are?
Yeah, I've seen them before. I've watched them. I would play for them. I would.
It's cool, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of entertainment. So I mean, it would
It,
definitely be
it
something new for me.
it is, but still, I mean, doing a backflip and catching a fly ball, there's a certain amount of skill involved in that I don't care who you are, except you're Ozzie Smith, you can't do.
Yeah, that's something I can't do myself.
Well, that's the thing. Is like everybody wants to talk bad about how the Savannah Bananas are just doing their thing, but they're selling out stadiums across the United States, and they are truly entertaining. And baseball needs a little bit of that. Would you agree?
For sure, for sure. Most definitely. I can agree with that. Especially playing in pro ball, it's a lot of seriousness and, you know, we gotta do it this, that, it's a lot of hardness into it, but
Now,
definitely loosen the night.
before I get to question number 4, let's talk about K9. Okay.
Uh,
Obviously, your first name being Colby, I'm assuming that's where the K came from.
mhm.
Where does K9 merch come from?
Well, when I was out at Texas Southern, I was at first at Alcorn, I was number 23, and it was, you know,
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan. See, I knew you was gonna say that. I'm choosing LeBron, but they were calling me Mike. You know,
No, God!
That's okay. I'm old, obviously. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm going for Jordan.
Jordan.
But Savannah Bananas, you think they're good for the sport?
uh, yes,
Yeah,
most
because it's not
definitely.
predetermined games. Like the
Right.
games happen, right? So
Yeah,
I love that aspect of it. If it was predetermined, I would say that would be bad for the sport. But the fact that they're doing WWE style stuff with having an actual game in front of it is just absolutely amazing. Because you can't pick the time to do a under the leg flip up to first base. Like that just has to
yeah,
happen. There's amount of skill that comes
yeah.
with that, right?
Definitely got to be athletic. Yes.
All right, question number 4. What does sitting in the bullpen teach you?
Um, Teach you to be ready at all times because you never know when your name's gonna get called. I'll say that. So definitely just being ready. Staying hot, as they say.
All right, and our final question number 5 of 5 questions. You've been around a little bit. Minor league teams are very precocious. They have some interesting things going on about them. What's your favorite minor league team name?
Favorite minor league team name? That's a good one.
It's not terrible, right?
It's not terrible. I'll probably have to say probably the Rockers,
The Rockers? All right, where are they from?
North Carolina.
The North Carolina Rockers. I,
Yeah,
I assume they're not for the whole state, but what
yeah.
do you love about that? Is it the mascot?
Not really. I think the logo is like a rocking chair. So
Is it really a rocking chair? Like it's not like a
yeah,
dude going, ah, it's a
nah,
rocking chair.
nah, it's a rocking chair.
Now, my question to you, have you been to that ballpark before?
I have not.
All right, because it'd be amazing if they had a whole row that you could get with rocking chairs.
Right, that would be cool.
Send me my residuals, kids. I'll be here. All right. Yo, Colby, it's been great chatting with you today. I hope you had fun with us.
Oh yes, sir. Most definitely, man.
All right, Colby, where do you think we're going to be able to see you next?
Um, Hopefully on a minor or major league team. Most definitely suited up, ready to play with my cap on, uni on. That would
Heck
be
yeah.
nice. That would
And
be nice.
before we go, tell everybody all the information that they need to be able to find you.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Kobe Up Next, two T's at the end, and you can find me on Twitter at KobeHead2.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming by and saying hi today. Of course, this has been another illustrious episode of Logan Summit Show. I am, of course, Logan Summit. And we've got one more interview coming up in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in, I don't know, about an hour. All right. Colby, thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Oh yes, sir. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, I wish you nothing but the best of success in your future, and I'm sure that you will have it if you put your head to it. You can get it done. All right, until the next interview, do me a favor, everyone. I appreciate you being here. Be good to yourself, be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you will know when we will be back. And Colby, thank you once again. Till next time, remember, everybody loves a good home run, unless you're a pitcher. Colby, we'll see you again.
Yes, sir.